Penn State under the lights. After 3 straight wins, do you guys feel a lot better for this type of matchup than maybe you did a few weeks ago against Alabama, USC?
Absolutely. I think we have a lot of momentum going right now, a lot of confidence coming off those 3 big wins. I think the USC game was a challenge for us. This is another challenge for us. I think in the last game we just, as a defense at least, DB-wise, I think we just need to make a couple more plays on the ball, contested plays. I think the receivers made a couple of good catches, and we're just looking forward to the challenge coming up.
This program's obviously looking to get over the hump in these types of games. It's been a handful of years since they've won a matchup like this. I know you haven't been here too long, but maybe even this season and going back to last season, is there a common theme as to maybe why, aside from just the talent level of a team like that, but is there a common theme of maybe why you guys aren't getting over that hump?
I think we just need to kind of take in the moment and realize that we can win this game. Coach Haynes talks about it, and a couple of us talk about it. We just have to believe that we're going to win the game. Obviously, sometimes, I'm not saying us, but teams kind of when they play a bigger team, maybe a top 5, just a ranked team, they kind of like, it's just all about belief at the end of the day. Just believing that you can win the game and going out there and believing that you're going to beat them, not just playing the game with them. Just take it to them pretty much.
You talked about that belief. Coach Tressel says he turns on the tape, he sees a bunch of guys all of a sudden on defense that are trusting the scheme. They're not out there thinking anymore. Can you feel that? When did you kind of maybe feel it switch?
I think honestly after that USC game a little bit, I think it kind of started to switch. I think like the first half of that game, it kind of like we had it, and then I kind of think it broke down a little bit going into the second half. I don't know what it really was, but I think after that we kind of harped on just coming out playing fast and maintaining that for 4 quarters. I definitely think we have a lot of confidence throughout the defense. I think we're going to show it again this weekend.
People like to say, well, okay, you beat up on Purdue, Rutgers, Northwestern, but how valuable, maybe just starting with Purdue, was it to just kind of see success all of a sudden like that come to know, okay, we're trusting the process is working?
Yeah, everybody.
Because you weren't winning games like that last season, even when you did win.
Yeah, everybody's kind of going to say like those teams are kind of inferior, kind of like lower teams, but it's hard to win in the Big Ten. It's hard to win in the Power 5 conference. So we just take a lot of confidence from those games, just kind of build on that momentum and just show that we can do that to these type of teams, that we're supposed to be doing that to these type of teams, and the teams that we're going to play up now and a couple of teams in the later this season, that we can play with those teams as well.
And you look at Penn State, a couple teams have had them on the ropes and not been able to get over the hump. A lot of it looks like it comes down to third down where they're picking up something like 47% of their conversions. Well, what do you notice about them on film as to maybe why they're so tough to get off the field?
I think a lot of what they do is kind of like call it like a tricky offense. They kind of try and get your eyes in the wrong spots, get guys open. I think they get the tight end open a lot of plays. Just a lot of the times he's kind of just wide open on film. I think they're a very smart offense. Quarterback's very experienced. They got a couple guys on the outside that are pretty experienced, good running backs. Just a tough team.
And then their tight end, Warren. Have you ever seen anybody like him? And he's coming off a 17-catch performance, which is obviously crazy for any position, let alone tight end. But have you ever seen anybody like him? And maybe what are the keys to defending a player like that?
I don't think I've really played against anybody like that, to be honest. 17 receptions. He has, I think, 41 receptions for the tight end. At tight end, I think the second leading receiver only has like 17. So he's obviously a big factor in the offense. I think the biggest thing is keying where he's at all times. They're going to move him around a lot to try and get our eyes off of him, try and get him open. So I think keying him before the play is the biggest thing.
And you've played in a couple games at Camp Randall under the lights. So, what type of atmosphere are you just expecting on Saturday for this one?
Oh, it's going to be crazy. It's a top 3, I think they're 3 right now, top 5 opponent, whatever it is. I think it's going to be very exciting. We obviously played Ohio State last year, a couple of big games underneath the lights, and it was always the most fun games.
I know you talked about in the preseason how your body started to wear down, conditioning. It was kind of this time last year, and then it was Ohio State that came to Camp Randall. How much more do you kind of maybe feel prepared this time around, now that it's a year later and it's kind of a similar spot for you guys?
I think for talking about me specifically, for me specifically, I think I've taken tremendous steps, just confidence-wise. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I feel like I'm playing very confident out there. I think it's showing. I think I took a lot of more pride in just taking care of my body and things like that, just being more of a leader. And I feel like it's showing, and I just think that I'm in a good spot right now to play throughout the season. I think also rotating a little bit with X has helped me a lot, just not playing as many snaps here and there. So I think we're in a good spot right now.
And not to give them any bulletin board material, but typically Penn State's feels a little more loaded at wide receiver. Do you guys feel like you match up pretty well with them on the outside?
I think we match up very well on the outside. I'm very excited to showcase that this Saturday.